Hello to everybody. This is a wonderful day for me. I am 94 years old, and nobody would have thought I would be here now. But I'm here and able to talk to you. I am so happy, and I know you are. This is a blessing for us to be together today. If I'm not there, then to be able to talk and still have the mind to talk. St. Clair County is the place that I was raised. I was not born in Agmar. I was born in Birmingham, Alabama. But I was raised in Agmar, Alabama. No, you don't know about Agmar now, because they call it Moody. But that's where I was raised. I went from the 1st through the 9th grade at Agmar Junior High School. They didn't have a high school there. So then I went to Pell City, where I had an aunt named Julia. And I stayed with her and went to the 10th grade. My principal was Mr. Johnson. Yes, that was the principal. The principal before him was Mr. Martin. The principal before him was Miss Reed. After I finished the 10th grade, then I left and went to Birmingham and entered the 11th grade. The name of the school was Pell High School. It's not Pell anymore. Oh no, it's Winona High School. I finished that high school, one of the top students, and received a scholarship to go to Alabama State Teachers College, where I went and received a degree in teaching mathematics. Yes, I taught every grade in school, 1st through 12th, wherever I could get. But I taught algebra, geometry, 1st grade on through. Yes, that's me, Norma Lee Rutledge Novus Jones.
I tell everybody this is impromptu now. You know, you try to think about years ahead of what's going to happen with the student, and it all ain't about music. It's about other things that go on. You know, being on time, and we never was late for anything. That small band we had was small, but I would put them up against anybody. We used to march all up against some bands from Birmingham and everywhere. See all those kids up front like that, these are the young ones.
Yeah, they went to elementary school.
That band was a disciplined band. I tell you, man, those were some good years.
I can't remember exactly what grade I was in when that school was built, but I was there going to school when that school was built. We had been going to church in First Baptist Church. It had a 2-story church there, and 1st through 9th grade. That was the grades that went to school in Agmar. You went from the 1st through the 9th. And you graduated when you finished the 9th grade. Anybody who wanted to go at high school, they had to go to another community. Didn't that many children go to high school when they finished the 9th grade? They just stopped.
My name is Eugene Kinney. I'm from Agmar, Alabama. I came to school I came to St. Clair County Training School I started 9th grade. I came up into 10th grade, 11th, 12th grade. So I like the school real nice.
My name is Jesse Frazier, and I'm a graduate of the class of 1966 from the St. Clair County Training School, Pell City, Alabama. This was a Mount Zion Elementary School. At that time, this community was known as the New London community. The school affiliated with the Mount Zion Baptist Church. At that time, it was located across the street. The playground was located in front of the school in this location. At that time, we have more trees now than then. But I do remember this tree and the other two trees. I think this was the front, because these rocks was kind of like under the foundation, didn't have no foundation, but kind of under the, because they're all in a row. They wouldn't be in a row like this for no reason. And it's kind of flat here. This is where the school was, I'm looking at it now, because we wasn't right on the road. In November 1954, this school closed, and we attended the St. Clair County Training School in Pell City. And that was a big shock. Going from less than 20 students to seeing over 400 or 500 students every day, that was something to get used to.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the graduates and attendees of St. Clair County Training School. 50 years ago, that was Noble St. Clair County Training School. And people that had the experience of going through St. Clair County Training School, well, I think that's something that will live with us forever. And just the fact that, that building still stands there after all this time, and the younger generation has access to it. Hopefully that they will take the same interest that we did and try to keep this thing going, because this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. Let's keep it going. High school graduation was the year 1967. I remember it vaguely, but I remember being thankful that I was able to make it through for the most part. But Pell City High School, St. Clair County Training School was, I would say, an experience that anybody who ever gone through it couldn't say that they didn't get something out of it.
The long thing I remember graduation was Bob Lacey got me a job at the hospital. I worked at the hospital from there. I'd get out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I was supposed to be in the band, and went to the hospital. And from St. Clair County Training School, I think it's a blessing. It was enjoyable.
Hello everyone, I'm Jimmy Lou Johnson Fumby. This is where I started my education, on the grounds of Greenfield Elementary School. We had only 6 classes. Mrs. Beatrice Green was one of our teachers, Mrs. Ruth Bowie, and Ms. Viola Knight was one of our teachers. And we had very, very good times here. This is where we learned how to get along with people, and that's where we just got started here. It was only maybe 20 students in each classroom. After we left Greenfield, we went to Pell City, and that's a whole nother story, because I was so afraid when I left this small place going to Pell City. This is where we had a lot of fun times. We had our May Day programs, and this was the field over here where Agmar, Pell City, Ragland, we would all come and have our May Day festivals here, and which we enjoyed those times. That was very, very, very good times. And wish the kids could go back to some of those good times that we had when we was growing. We had outside bathrooms. It was located in the area right in there. It was a girls' bathroom and the boys' bathroom. It was a wall between the bathrooms. And rain or shine, if you had to go to the bathroom, you had to go outside. If memory serves me correctly, this is where the school building was sitting, right here. And in the afternoons, the bus would come through here and pick us up and carry us back to our homes. Before we got buses, we had to walk to school. I lived about a mile from here down the Highway 34, and we would walk to school. But we were so thankful and glad when they got us a bus. And we was packed on it, but we had finally got a bus to drive.
At the old Newtown Junior High School, actually I went to school the 1st to the 9th grade right here in this building. First grade room, Annie Mae Shepherd. This room here was 34th, Anna Ray Bryant. Anna Ray Bryant went on to teach at St. Clair County Training School, Home Economics. This room, this was Ruth Brown, and this was the 5th and 6th grade room. This piano would have been in that room over there because Miss Ruth, in the 5th and 6th grade room, because that lady taught piano. You know, years ago we all went to St. Clair County Training School, so we want to encourage you in your reunion, in our reunion rather, because I went to school there as well, to have some festivities such as just food, fun, fellowship, good food, meet people that you haven't seen for years. That's my baby daughter there. It just came in. Also, people in Ragland. You know you went to Pell City. We need to go to Pell City and go down there and support the city of Pell City. Pell City, come up here and support us in our reunion as we go forward.
My name is Alfonso Jordan. I am one of the products of Reverend and Mrs. Summers Jordan of Ragland, Alabama. I was born in Ragland, Alabama, 1946. I attended Newtown Junior High School from the 1st grade through the 9th. Some of my teachers was Mr. Smiley, Miss Green, Miss Holston, Miss Ben. This is all at Newtown Junior High School. Then I was transferred at the 9th, 10th grade to PLC, St. Clair County Training School. Thanking God that He has brought us this far, and I'm thanking God that He will carry us on. And in the end, we are hoping to see you in glory.
My name is Looney Beavers, and I graduated in 1947 from St. Clair County Training School. And I went to New Life School when I was in 6th grade. I left the New Life School at 6th grade.
I'm Raymond Turner. I ran into this guy that was talking about Rosendahl schools, specifically in St. Clair County. And he was surprised when I told him that I for a little while, I went to that school that was in Pell City, actually in proper is Cropwell, Alabama, is where that Rosendahl school was. It was a one-room Rosendahl school, and I'm the 9th child of a family of 10, and all of my brothers and sisters that was older than me went to that school. And of course, you know, I was looking forward to going to that school myself. And I did. I got a chance to go to that school. I was 5 years old when I enrolled in that school. And I had 2 sisters and 1 brother that was already going to that school. And I had 1 brother younger than me that wasn't old enough to go to school. So I enrolled like every other kid does and goes to school. I was very proud to be in that school. And one day, they kicked me out. And they told me I wasn't old enough. Because basically what happened, my birthday is in December the 25th. The rule was that you could enroll in the school at 5 years old as long as you was going to be 6 in October of that same year. And I've always gone around and I've told people that I got kicked out of school once when I was 5. But it hurt me, but at the same time I was happy because I had a brother at home. I was 3 years older than him, so he was approaching 4 years old. And we used to play all the time. And when I got kicked out of school, you think it was a big deal to me? I got kicked out of school, I went back home and played with my brother. And everything worked out. When I got to be 6 years old, which was that very next year, the school was closed. And I went to St. Clair County Training School in the first grade. Had a teacher, her name was Miss Hill. And Miss Hill was the wife of the principal of the school, Mr. Hill. But that Rosendahl School was the first school that I attended as a 5-year-old. And I don't care what they say, they kicked me out.
I guess I have to stand up. Not yet. New light will shine tonight. New light will shine. It's shining really bright all down the line. Won't we look good tonight, dressed up so fine? When the sun goes down and the moon comes up, new light will shine. New light will shine tonight. New light will shine. She's shining really bright all down the line. Won't we look great tonight, dressed up so fine? When the sun goes down and the moon comes up, new light will shine. Yeah! In the 1990s, the Alabama Historical Commission worked with the Black Heritage Council of the Alabama Historical Commission, and the Black Heritage Council is an advisory council to the Alabama Historical Commission on the preservation of African American historic places across the state. We also worked with Cahaba Trace Commission, other organizations across the state to put together, at that time there wasn't a lot of information known about Rosenwald schools, what they were, how many Alabama had, and all of that. So we put together a traveling display about the history of Rosenwald schools, and we're excited that it's going to be traveling to St. Clair County to be a part of this event because it's an exciting history, a lot of history that people don't know about. And between 1912 and 1932, Dr. Booker T. Washington and Julius Rosenwald teamed up to build school buildings for African Americans in the South, and their collaboration produced more than 5,000 school buildings in 15 southern states. It was a tremendous amount of effort to accomplish in a mere short 20 years. And we in Alabama had more than 389 of these buildings, not just school buildings, but also teacher homes, shop buildings. And so the goal is to try to document as many of those buildings as we can that are still remaining, but also hopefully document the sites where the schools have, even if they're no longer there, where they once stood. So that's the effort to promote this exhibit was a part of that that process so that we can send it to communities and people can look at the display, hopefully find, and that will help prompt them to give us information about these school buildings.
Good.